All right, so what I'm going to talk about today is what's my opinion of the current state of Star Wars. Um, if you want my honest opinion, after like seeing what's going on with the new Ahsoka show, I hate to say this, but my opinion, Star Wars is dead. I know you probably heard it from many other people saying like, oh, Star Wars sucks. Like Disney Star Wars sucks. Oh, don't watch it. And I hate to sound like I'm just piling onto it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with them saying like, yeah, no, Star Wars is dead. Um, when I heard back in 2013, yeah, 2013, that Disney bought Star Wars, I was kind of like, but I try not to think much of it. Um, I remember when they announced that they were doing a sequel trilogy of Star Wars. I was kind of skeptical of it because I was led to I was led to the preview that it ended at Episode 6. And I know there was the Star Wars EU that did stories of the characters after the events of Return of the Jedi, aka Revenge of the Jedi. Um, I was like thinking, okay, how are they gonna do this? Are they gonna take the ideas from some of the books from the Star Wars EU? But then I heard they weren't, so I was kind of skeptical. But when I heard that George Lucas was involved in this one, I was like, okay, since the creator himself is involved, I figured, hey, why not? I watched it back in 2017. Like, man, that was like long ago. Um, I felt like it was like a shot for shot of A New Hope. I mean, it's played safe, but hey, I was happy to see Star Wars on the big screen. I'll be honest with you, I never saw Star Wars on the big screen. I always saw it when it went to DVD or VHS, because hey, I was a broke kid growing up. But what happened after that, when The Last Jedi came, I was kind of hopeful for that one because hey, we got to see Luke Skywalker again. And then when I heard what they originally had planned, looking back, hindsight 2020, I wish they would have just kept with George Lucas' script, because when I saw Episode 8, I'm not gonna lie, like I was severely disappointed, and to the point that I fell asleep during the movie because a lot of the characters that were just unbearable. I mean, the actress who played Rose Tico, nothing against her personally, but I just felt she was just not fit for the role in Star Wars. Again, nothing wrong with the actress and the people who tried to harass her, hey, shame on you. But the movie was terrible. And I was like, just like, turned away from it. And then Solo, sadly, because of that, I chose not to watch Solo. And I know that's what caused the movie to bomb. And I know that with especially the marketing around it, especially they were doing with Lando Calrissian, I was just like, what are you guys doing to these characters? But then when Episode 9 was announced, I was like, but I was being nice to my brother because he was still a big Star Wars fan. So me as the kinder older brother, I took him to it, despite the fact of my hatred towards Star Wars was growing. I won't lie, Episode 9 wasn't that bad of a film. I mean, it was a lot better than Episode 8, but I would consider it a Star Wars film, but I felt like they relied too much on nostalgia by bringing the Emperor back. But overall, it was decent. But unfortunately, the damage from Episode 8 was too great that even if that film was fantastic, it would have been mediocre to many because of following up to Episode 8. So it ended, and then when I saw that Disney Plus was doing like other shows like The Mandalorian, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, oh, good, they're going back to basics on how to do a proper Star Wars show or something Star Wars related. And it didn't have to involve Jedis. And I saw it as a breath of fresh air when they released season 1 and even season 2. What I noticed after that, when they released shows like the Book of Boba Fett, I it looked good at first. I mean, I like the idea and I love the idea of Boba Fett having his own adventure. And also, I like the actor who played the clone troopers during the prequel trilogy. But the way they did Boba Fett, having him as like a kind of like a ringleader, and I was like, wait, I've always known Boba Fett to be the type that goes alone, that travels. He never liked to stay in one spot, you know. But when I saw that, I couldn't finish the series, so I just kind of left it at B. And when Obi-Wan came out, okay, I got to talk about with Obi-Wan. I don't know how you fuck that up. Okay, sorry about the cussing. Forgive me, YouTube. Yeah, how do you screw up Obi-Wan? Like, you have one of the most the most iconic character in all of Star Wars, and yet for some reason you had to butcher it to promote some random unknown character, girl boss. And what also got to me, okay, I know this is nitpicking, but what got to me was the fact that they got him and Vader to meet, which I could have sworn in episode 4 when Vader said, when we last met, I was but the learner, now I am the master. So, which says right there that they haven't met since Vader himself was a Padawan, and when he was still Anakin Skywalker. But the fact that they had to meet again right here, which was, like I said, not if I remember correctly, I think it was supposed to be another 6 years before they meet. And wait, no, is it 6 years? Yeah, I'll just say it was 6 years. Yeah, it's supposed to be like another several years before they met. And I'm like, wait, you're retconning what they said in episode 4. Again, nitpicking. I know if you think I'm being too much of a nag on this one, hey, feel free to tell me. But when I saw that, I was like, what the hell? After that, I was just like too stained on Star Wars. Like, I just couldn't. I mean, I know there were shows like Andor. I heard it's good. I don't know. I might give it a look. I don't know. No, I don't know. I have to think about it. But when I saw clips of Ahsoka, that's where I'm like, okay, this is like a straight up girl boss show. I heard from many. I have friends who still watch Star Wars, and they tell me that no, it's mainly like a girl boss show. I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind female led shows. You know, I feel like there's some really good female led characters. I personally think Ahsoka is a good character. I liked her in the Clone Wars. I want during the few appearances she had in Rebels, I liked her there too, especially when she meets Darth Vader and she finds out that her former master is Darth Vader. You know, that part I'll admit I like, but when I saw it, what they did in the live action show so far, I'm just like, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna waste my time with this show, like with what I already watched and what trusted people I know told me. Overall, I gotta say, with the state of Star Wars, I feel Kathleen Kennedy needs to be blacklisted. She destroyed the franchise, which I don't know how you can destroy it. Like, you literally would have to want to screw it up. You know, it's like the old meme from like a decade ago, like the one of Homer Simpson lighting a cereal on fire, or the term a fire truck on fire. You have to really screw up. You know, you could put a chimp in charge of Lucasfilm. All they had to do was just follow what George Lucas left, and they'd be making money for like the next several decades. But no. Like, it's in a state of panic, and then I heard rumors that Disney is considering selling off Lucasfilm with Star Wars. I don't know if it's true or not, but I can only hope that maybe someone like, I don't know, George Lucas, maybe, can buy the franchise back and just decanonize the sequel trilogy. I know you can't redo the sequel trilogy because, you know, unfortunately with Carrie Fisher gone, and Harrison Ford not wanting to do it again, and I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill's like checked out. I mean, hey, have you looked at his Twitter? I mean, they could do like an animated version of the sequel trilogy. I mean, I could see them doing that, but then again, they did just recently shut down that studio in Singapore that made the Clone Wars. I don't know. Maybe they can do that and maybe bring that studio back and do a Clone Wars style. I mean, it's a thought. Well, that's my honest opinion of Disney Star Wars. I think it's a broken product. I don't know how you do it, but hey, leave it to Disney. Bye now.